host and social media influencer, Jason Carter. Jason!
Tammi! Hey, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
I'm glad you are here. Look, you're one of the co-hosts of one of YouTube's biggest news shows, the Young Turks. And you also host your own show solo, where you go one-on-one with not only social influencers, but celebrities as well, called Jason Unleashed. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna throw to a clip from Jason Unleashed, just so people can get a sense of who you are.
We just want a seat at the table and be respected when we take a seat at that table.
And see, I'm more of an abolitionist. You know what I'm saying? Like, table. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm ready to create my own table. I'm ready for Black people to have autonomy over our culture.
Amber Riley, right?
Amber Riley, yes, and her initiative, #UnMuteMe, that was an incredible conversation, Tammi, that I had with an incredible woman about ending Black silence in entertainment. And that's what Unmute is. It's a woman-founded and women-led initiative to do just that. And their hope is for people of color to have a seat at that table and really be able to tell our stories and also be treated with the respect that we absolutely deserve.
Yeah. Which brings me to this, Viola Davis, a very old clip. It's really old, and it has resurfaced during this whole Black Lives Matter movement of her saying, "Look, I've come the same path as thank you, as Meryl Streep. I've graduated from Juilliard. I have the Grammy. I have the Oscar. I have the 2 Tonys. I have the Emmy. What more? What, in the words of Tyrese, what more do you want from me?" So I think that there is this disparity amongst what Blacks get paid in Hollywood versus what white people get paid in Hollywood. Where do you think that comes from?
That comes from people not valuing what we bring to the table, what we contribute to the entertainment industry. Look, listen, Tammi, it's no secret. We are the culture. We create everything that's wonderful, cool, and exciting when it comes to being creatives and entertainment. And people have, for years, throughout history, have taken our labors of love and have benefited from them without giving us the recognition and without giving us our due when it comes to those successes. Viola Davis is so on the money because she said, listen, I have all the accolades, but yet I don't have the same opportunities, or I'm not seen in the same light as a Julianne Moore, as a Meryl Streep. But I
think here's the problem too, though, Jason. She says that when she goes into those rooms or has those phone calls, they say to her, "You're like a Black Meryl Streep." Right. And so if that is the case, does that mean I get Black pay? Because you're categorizing it. I'm the Black Meryl Streep as opposed to the Viola Davis. Which means you've already categorized me in a space. Because if there was another white woman who came up and who was equally as talented as Meryl Streep in terms of how she came up, how she came through the theatrics of the world, would they say you're like a white Meryl Streep? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that would exist.
Well, that exists, and I think that leans on the fact that people in those rooms and the decision makers still see people of color, Black men and women, as other, as we are an accessory. It's like this, okay, diversity and representation are the ideas, right? Inclusion is the activity of those ideas. And a lot of times, these studios and people who make these decisions see Blackness as a check. And like Empire, that was huge when it debuted in 2015.
Absolutely.
People saw like, oh my gosh, being Black is bankable, but it's always bankable. Hello, the Cosbys, the UPN back in the early 2000s. There was more Blackness on TV in that time than we've seen in a long time coming into the late 2010s, right? 2016 and 2020. So for Viola Davis to say that is right on the money. They don't see us as valuable, but yet our contributions are just that, and our work ethic, how we work, and how impeccable. My mom says, if you are on time, you are late. Okay. Also, great point. Scandal. I'll never forget this one scene where Kerry Washington's father, Eli, was his character, says you have to be 2 times better than your counterpart. And that's the truth. You don't have, I can't roll out of bed in a t-shirt and jeans and show up somewhere because they'll be like, oh, the Black guy is not up to par. Whereas I've seen my white counterpart show up and whatever they want and still be heralded and lauded as, oh, they're so talented. Their contributions are so worthy, which they are, but so are mine. But yet the standard that I have to operate at is exponentially higher than my counterpart because I'm seen as less than. And it's indirectly. It's indirectly. I say this time and time again. The violence against people isn't always physical. Microaggressions are a violent act against someone that's not physical. Those are microaggressions when they hold you to a standard because of your color, not because of what you bring to the table. And that's what Viola Davis is hitting on.
Speaking of that standard, help me on this name, please. Good Girls, or is it Girls? The creator of the television show about the white girls.
It's Girls on HBO. Yeah.
Say her name for me.
Lena Dunham.
That's it. Okay, so Lena Dunham, she had a tweet where she talked about how she got into a pitch room, barely had a script, and ended up with a show.
Right.
It could never happen to a Black person, but there was a Black woman named Asha who was on, she was actually on Star with Me on Fox Television, and she created a show called Milk and Honey. And that show, Milk and Honey, had Idris Elba attached to it. It had high names attached to it. She went pitch after pitch after pitch. It was good, solid content. It started on the web, so it had a nice following, a nice base. And she got into those rooms, and they never thought that her project was bankable or that anybody would watch it. And so she came with the entire, every piece to the puzzle. Lena Dunham, on the other hand, comes with half a story, half a pitch, and boom, gets a television show.
But that is indicative of the industry, and that's what we're trying to eradicate with so many initiatives. And that's why these conversations we're having here on Fox Soul and also throughout social media are so imperative. And that's why it's also great that our white counterparts are now listening, because those are the people that are in the rooms. And what I mean by being in the room is they're making the decisions. But what's also amazing is that we're now, as I said with Amber Riley in that clip, we are pulling up and getting a seat at that table, because not every idea your pitch is going to be greenlit, right? But we shouldn't have to come with an Idris Elba. We shouldn't have to come with an Oprah attached. We shouldn't have to come with a Tammi Mack attached. We shouldn't have to come with all these things just to be taken seriously. Our creative endeavor alone, of course, is going to be well thought out. We're not going to go into a meeting half, right? We're going to make that we have all our I's dotted, all our I's dotted and all our T's crossed. But again, that's where Hollywood has always been, is that they feel that sometimes white is more digestible. I worked in an outlet that in creative meetings, I would pitch Black stories, and I was once told, well, there really isn't an audience for that. Okay. Sure, because the Black community has billions of dollars of discretionary to spend. Obviously, we have seen the successes of so many Black-driven shows. Hello, Insecure, where you at, right?
Right.
Empire, where you at? And those are just 2 in a long list of very successful Black television shows currently, not to mention what's come before that. But yet these people still fail to see the value that is in Black content, Black cinema as well.
Yeah. In a way here, Jason, and I'm interested in seeing what your thought is behind this. I also feel some kind of way about Black executives, because sometimes even Black executives aren't interested in Black people who have no name. If you don't have a large following, if you don't have a name and you're Black, if you've not been famous before, even Black people are scared to touch you or your project. And I found oftentimes that I'm more receptive, my ideas are more receptive to a white audience than even that of Black executives.
I have as well. I don't know how many times I've gone to meetings, pitch meetings, auditions, castings, where there have been people of color that can make decisions, and they've turned, and I don't say they turned a blind eye, but it just didn't work out in my favor. And it's a numbers thing, of course, but you are right. I think that is the conditioning of Los Angeles, the entertainment industry as a whole, because people are under pressure to deliver something that's going to be successful. Now more than ever, there are less eyeballs watching things because we have cell phones. I can get my news, I can get bite-sized content instantly. Why am I going to watch a TV show? Why am I going to spend my time when I could have something that's less of a time commitment that's going to service me and give me and handle my needs? And I think that's just how the industry has ebbed and flowed, and we've been conditioned and proselytized to believe that, hey, if you can't deliver 1 million views on a premiere, which is back in the day, 1 million views would be like, that's a flop, but now that's a success, then it's a failure. And we should also note that just because of someone has 2.5 million followers on any social media platform or at their disposal does not mean that those people are going to follow them to that project. And we've seen that time and time again.
Yeah, we've seen that over and over again. And it makes me think of a couple of projects that BET has done with social media influences that have flopped completely. But also it makes me think of how Issa Rae's project went through BET and BET didn't want it. And now it's at HBO and it's doing really, really well. And you have to go like, what the hell had happened there? Let's talk about the Young Turks. Is this how you became politically aware and started using your social media influence in politics?
100%. Absolutely. I came to the Young Turks in the summer of 2016, and they are the largest online YouTube news show in the world. I've been so grateful to have worked with them for 4 years now. And yeah, I mean, when you're at TYT, or the abbreviation for the Young Turks, you are amidst so many people that are dialed in. They are engaged. They are completely aware of what's happening in the zeitgeist politically. I hosted a lot of entertainment content that's slanted politically because it made sense with the brand, of course. And yeah, they've opened my eyes to a myriad of different initiatives, a myriad of different thought processes that I never had working in entertainment because you're not exposed to those things. You know, social media, Tammi, in the last, I would say 3 years has become the juggernaut that it is in regards to information. Sure, you can Google. Sure, you can go other places, but social media is just so easily digestible. But being at the Turks, it made me do my homework. It made me, I mean, to be authentically able to speak to certain things to an audience of millions daily, you have to be well informed, well versed, and well read. And being at the Turks has allowed me to really flex that muscle.